Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to some Fireside Casts coverage here. We are actually doing some trial by Fireside on a Sunday, Saturday, same difference, um, as opposed to the typical Wednesday coverage, which we will be having this upcoming week. But we noticed there was a newcomer amateur match going through, got rescheduled. So we're going to be covering this. Looks like, ooh, and this is a sultry game? It is Bagel. Okay. You know what? I have the wrong match page up. These are different teams who already played their Bagel. So yeah, Bagel, kind of chaotic. We'll get all into that later. I am joined by a wonderful co-caster, Arcadia. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing well.
Excellent.
How are you?
Pretty exhausted mentally, but all the better to just get completely beat to a mush having to cast some bagel here. Can be very high octane map. We have some rosters as well we can run down. So we are casting Screaming Seagulls, and is the full team name here Team 9 We're Okay? That's a nice name. Well, for the Screaming Seagulls, we have Jeff from My Name Jeff as the flank scout, Neo Pocket Scout, Scarecrows on Roamer, Red Charge Pocket Soldier, Jorb Demo, and Betterson McGee Medic. As for Team 9, We're Okay, we have Able Flank Scout, Buff 4 Eyes Pocket Scout, Puppy :3 on Roamer, Seth June Pocket Soldier, Hero Smasher Demo, and Rain Cool on Medic. So we've been on Bagel before this week, Arcadia.
Indeed.
And last time was actually a 4-0, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely a chaotic match. Lots of second half, especially. Yeah, I'm interested to see how different these guys play it. So as far as I know, these guys do not have dedicated coaches like the last teams.
Okay. Just that, raw dog.
I don't know if that's true.
Let's see here. So Bagel is definitely has a newer map that has really been adopted. A lot of players love it, especially in higher divisions. It's a very popular cough. Looking through the Screaming Seagulls, it seems that every single player on the team, this is their first season of any type of RGL, so impressive stuff there. You love to see it. And ooh, okay, I see some newcomer Highlander here, but for Team 9, We're Okay, pretty much the same story. So, brand new to the game. You love to see it. Yeah, Bagel, definitely an aggression favored map. So we'll see which of these teams can coordinate their team fights. Just play those houses, play that point, play the cap time, and have success here.
Oh, sorry, Seth June's team. So the T9, their coaches are Heck and Jamilia. I'm just not reading.
Oh, and those are some established names in the, I think, TF2 Coaching Central Discord.
Yeah, some stars.
Oh, so hopefully they prove that that's all worthwhile. Although, who's to say that the other team doesn't have access to the same resources?
The other team's coach is Slav, which I'm not familiar with.
Also, I think also a moderator or some position in Coaching Central.
I'm not familiar, but I'm sure they do good work. Yeah, sorry to cut you off there, but I found the information I was looking for. Yeah, should we run through the similar stuff that we ran through earlier this week about Bagel? Just the
Um,
interesting aspects?
yeah, sure. I mean, at this point, we're really just waiting for these teams to ready up.
Yeah.
Because we are good to go whenever. But Bagel caps very quickly, spawns happen very quickly, and actually things might be paused here. You know what? I'm assuming that 90 seconds in the future they readied up, and then they were like,
Yeah.
oh god, the cast isn't ready. Let's pause. We will be ready, so probably starting soon here. But yeah. Oh, predictions 4-2, always on Bagel, but I'll throw this in favor of Screaming Seagulls because Jeff, from my name, Jeff, is on that team.
In the poll, I voted for Team 9. We're okay. Strictly for the alias Buff 4 Eyes. I like that alias. It's a good one.
So we are starting here, but we're expecting probably a 30-second pause or so. Yeah, Bagel, you got your really fast spawns. You got actually the pause already happened. Never mind. You got fast spawns. Point flips quickly. Aggression is kind of the name of the game. House shoves, all that stuff. But we are here. Teams have rolled out, and we're looking at a mid fight. So early house control, kind of immediate bomb in from Seth June will get cleaned up. And looking like both soldiers go down, only picking up both scouts, actually. So even numbers here, but the positioning on blue are just getting bombed into right now.
Yeah, nice collapse.
Yeah, just up to this demo to try and leave. Although, they want more. They want in, and they get a demo pick. Hero Smasher was probably going for med there, but the med was behind point. But getting a demo trade there, very nice. That at least gives blue something here. Ooh, Puppy going down immediately. Looks like they're going for a type of 4-man here, sagging both their soldiers. Although their beam is still in, so there is no demo for red, so they can't demo bomb in and catch this med.
Oh, red charge with a big bomb. Forces rain cool out. They get the drop with the pipes. Wow.
Hero smash. Wait, in the pause, I think just
that
was strange.
Interesting.
I thought the pause was immediate. Either way, excellent pipe there from Hero Smasher, picking up 2 picks, one pipe. That's a med drop, and we're looking at now 70 ad. Ooh, Jeff is behind. Yeah, unspotted, getting in, just picking his time. Okay, so they know because of the point sound. Ooh, good damage on the rain cool, but rain cool is surviving. Now down 2 for red. Yeah, he did not have, so it wasn't a Chad milk, although we can pretend it is. Ooh, Seth June with a nice bomb in. Nice rocket cleaning up Betterson McGee there. And it's looking like kind of a collapse. Red charge is in on the point, just trying to salvage. Scarecrows getting in, getting 2 decent rockets and a force. Yeah, so nice salvage there from Scarecrows. But still, I suppose blue doesn't have a soldier here, so a forward hold is going to be a little sketchy. Actually, it seems like both their soldiers are rolling out, so no forward hold here. And actually, pretty much even Ubers. And pretty much even time, so, you know, a little bit of a lull here. Things have settled down in the round, but pretty even for both teams.
Oh, Jarb gonna go down early. Yeah, that drop was huge. Could have swung the round in blue team's favor by a significant amount, but looks like they're just gonna lose 3 and opt to back up, chill and spawn. I guess it was a 4-man of sorts, but
the demo was kind of just isolated and died like near point. I'm not sure where the combo was. I wasn't paying the best attention. And then it looked like a soldier was going for a house shove, but just got fought and died. And then I guess the other soldier either died with the house shove or just elsewhere in a 1v1. But yeah, losing 3 like that, you're gonna have to back up. And at this point, what was even is now like a minute advantage for blue. That being said, though, that fast cap just flips immediately. Blue was playing very passively, kind of just giving that up. Maybe they were expecting the other team to 4-man.
And here comes the youth,
now. Ooh, a lot of flashes from red.
But really nice save. It's keeping everyone alive. That was actually really, really clutch there.
Yeah, and there, honestly, like if I'm the blue scout and I know that we haven't flashed anyone and I see them flashing like 4 players, then we definitely have a better Uber. Scarecrow's bombing in. Gets a rocket off, but that's about it. And in the meantime, on the front lines, 3 picks going down.
Jeff, across point, hurting Rankle, but not that much.
All right, yeah, Red just are a little bit on the back foot right now. Uber's roughly even, like 10 ad. I'm probably not gonna get played here, but it just seems like in these team fights, Red's just like losing picks here and there, which could just be 1v1s that are getting lost, could be players out of position getting focused. But either way, it just makes it much more difficult to take further fights when you're down those players. Ooh, looks like trying to 4-man out of the forward hold. Excellent skip through on red charge,
Through, yeah,
but the
get
med
the
just
forts.
wasn't there.
It's not too bad. They've
Yeah,
got 20 seconds to work with.
and
Now
they're
they
just
run
in.
through main and pop.
Ooh, this is great actually. Blue's completely caught. As long as they focus the picks here. Ooh, they
don't
should
get
be
anyone
getting
with the
kills
Uber.
that Uber. That's very unfortunate. Jorb is, yeah, the health is horrible for Red. Especially in overtime, this is just kind of looking like a nightmare. Yeah, that was such a good Uber, but it just didn't get anything.
Yeah, collapse still possible. Good damage on both sides. But yeah, looks like Blue is just gonna clean
they just
this up.
Have numbers right now and the heals. Man, I was kind of hoping that Uber would do a lot more, especially like the leading up to the point, up to that point rather. There was some like really good play from Red where they seemed like they had gone over before, just wanting to 4-man out of the forward hold and like skip their soldiers through. And then once they got that force, they rotated beam in to, because they at that point got Uber. So that was great play, but did not pan out because you gotta get the picks. New mid though.
Yeah, they're gonna look for some early. Well, not too much happening, but Neo gonna get blown up immediately by stickies.
Yeah, losing a scout there is rough, although Red's still trying to get aggressive here. If they get a pick, like, this is totally fine. Oh, but they lose their other scout. Oh, and they're getting collapsed down here in concrete. Soldiers landing in. Oh, Scarecrows gets something here, but yeah, Pedersen McGee just getting trapped off is caught leaving. So now we're looking at full ad for Blue. Down both their soldiers, so a forward hold is probably off the table. But they can hopefully turn this ad into either more ad by catching their med or just burn down, you know, a minute of clock time. Either one would be a fantastic option for them.
Yeah, Team 9 looking like they're in the driver's seat here so far. Really confident in these fights.
Now they are playing their med back by concrete. Ooh, Pedersen McGee actually taking a ton of spam, just approaching.
Yeah, they do give a lot of space, but I actually
and they're
don't
shoving house. So they would be completely caught. Okay,
Oh,
Raincool does use
some
to
sticky.
spam. Ooh, the health actually. This is looking pretty bad for Blue, honestly. Yeah, they're losing.
Yeah,
they didn't even get
Red
hits on
has
those
to
weak players.
retreat. But
Oh yeah, there is a soldier
Scarecrow's
on
in.
point.
not gonna
Will get
get
cleaned up.
Yeah, not gonna get too much there.
But yeah, Blue was in a perfect position to just take a strong aggressive Uber, but then they ended up just not doing that and getting forced, and there was way worse.
I mean, they stalled a lot of time, so the Uber had its purpose in some sense. And Raincool
Speaking
going
of
low,
Ubers, we did just see Red get forced on point. Now down 2 and don't even have yet. Make that down 3. So this is looking like a leave to the remaining players. Ooh, these players in house are trying to get on the combo. Pedersen McGee, single-digit HP, is able to get that pack and get out. But not preserving any ad, only mitigating disad at this point.
I think this like holding back on concrete strategy is actually interesting because they're really hard playing around it, and the Screaming Seagulls are just kind of sacking one by one into their combo and getting shredded.
Ooh, the demo going down immediately. Looks like they were probably approaching for some type of 4-man medic and scout all the way back at spawn. So that is fine, although... Okay, just getting a trade there is okay, but ideally you want that 4-man to just rip it as fast as... Well, as fast as is still good, because you just want to get those spawns back up and refight, and not delay spawns and waste time. Okay, we're looking at Red just trying to shove this right house here, potentially take an exchange into them. They wrap all the way through into them. Uber finally gets popped from both teams. Flashes about even, but this positioning is just superior here for Red. They do get the point. Blue's Uber is longer. Ooh, the bomb in from Puppy is able to clean up 2 2 actually. 3. Oh my
Now
gosh.
it's chaos. Everyone with half HP or less.
Yeah, ooh,
Oh,
okay, another trade. So Scout v Scout on the point. Slightly better health for Jeff, but Abel does have that high ground. Okay, Jeff hits a nice chip shot. Abel sneaking the pack in. But at this point, spawners are coming into play. And keep in mind, Red had the point, so those blue spawners are going to be much faster. Yeah, only Med, Demo, and Scout in for Red, whereas pretty much all of Blue is on the point now. Ooh, and Jeff alone on point. It's looking like a collapse. Abel is in. They're
Ooh.
all on concrete. They're just getting landed on by
Wow.
soldiers, and 10 seconds left. This is looking like the game. Jeff
Just
is going to have
smoked from
a
Puppy.
chance to get on point, but is probably just going to get shot running up to it. Yeah, that was a stronger round, I think, for Team 9. We're okay.
Yeah, that was dominant. They took every kill that they got and tried to give up nothing in return. But I really did like the Ubers from Screaming Seagulls. They were very creative and honestly very close to being effective.
Yeah, like it was definitely in the right place at the right time a lot of the time, but you definitely need people to be talking in those Ubers, calling focus targets, and I mean just hitting the shots, honestly.
Yeah. The brutal reality of TF2.
Okay, we do have some logs to look at. And does anything stand out to me here? Honestly, we could go over individual logs as much as we'd like. Obviously, we're seeing like stellar performances from Abel and Hero Smasher, but I think the biggest thing that sticks out to me in this log is just the fact that that We're Okay got, twice as many kills as Screaming Seagull.
Mm-hmm.
And that just shows that they have been very dominant DM wise and in these team fights, and that's gonna make your players have really good stats, and that's gonna make the game a lot easier to win on any format, but especially Koth.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Bagel is, I would say, one of the most DM dependent maps now, especially on your soldiers. So if you've got some dominant soldiers, which seems like Puppy's doing some work in the houses.
Yeah,
So-
we were seeing, because we were given Red some credit for having like good plans and like taking fights smartly, especially with the Ubers. But I've seen Blue has been really good about recognizing when they have that number advantage and Red is still stuck on their concrete.
Yeah.
They are very collapsible, and we're seeing Soldier double bombs in with Scouts just walking forward, and it is just completely mulching Screaming Seagulls.
Otherwise, I'm definitely enjoying this game. Like, you can tell these teams are decently well practiced and have a good idea of what they want to do coming into this map. I've seen pretty clean executions despite, there's some DM differential, but good TF2 is good TF2.
I love to see, because I like to give, just trying to explain things, especially in like a trial by Fireside
Oh, yeah.
setting where, lower div people are going to be watching and potentially learning from it. But I just love seeing teams do things that make sense.
Yeah.
Because it's just something to latch onto and talk about. Because, I mean, no shade to anyone, of course, because like beginners are beginners. But like, not every game has really coherent like approaches and plans necessarily. It's more just like the basics of, yeah, let's like shoot at them and like capture the point type of deal.
Yeah. I mean, credit where credit's due. I think it's a big testament to the community and how people have come together to support the newbie scene now more than ever. So lots of coaches, like lots of cups, opportunities for players to break into the scene. I think it's really great.
Yeah, absolutely. What else? I suppose teams are just talking about this right now. So if I'm Screaming Seagulls in this halftime, I'm not sure. I suppose what is things they could improve on? Because obviously, we've mentioned just like hitting shots, which I'm sure is some of the problem. Like if you're just taking a on paper, really great Uber, but nothing dies, then people could just be missing. It could be focus calls, and the players with the Uber are either not shooting the same thing or they're not shooting the right thing. Like in one example, when they did have that really nice Uber where they rotated back in and used back in right as Blue's Uber was fading. It seemed like they were very focused on getting that med pick, which would be important. But if you are going to be sacrificing like the probably 2 or 3 minimum combat picks they would be getting in that fight to try to chase the med who's already like the furthest back, then it might no longer be worth it. And instead to just get the picks on the combat classes, secure that fight completely, and then it wouldn't even really be that much disad, honestly. Like probably like a 15-20% that you can totally deal with and not even have to worry as much about being caught.
Yeah, that's always a difficult distinction to make when you need to go for picks versus the medic, or strictly frags, I should say. Yeah, I think if I'm like the coach of Screaming Seagulls, I would just reiterate the sort of fundamentals, like make sure everyone's in position, avoid taking unnecessary spam, like think about who you're shooting. Scouts should try to keep track of the soldiers, and if they can't hit the shots, like that's fine, but it's always good to remember, like, just try to take good fights and look for the value where you can find it.
And on Bagel as well, like outside of combo and Uber centric things, there can be a lot. You can make a lot of action happen in either house, depending on what you're feeling.
Definitely.
And that's something that is really, it can be very hard to deal with. I think it takes more. I think maybe I could just be just saying things to say them. I think in general in TF2, it's easier. It takes more coordination to fend off aggression than coordination it takes to have the aggression. In Bagel, for sure, that feels like the case.
Definitely. You always want to pose problems for your opponent, not vice versa. So, we're getting to this third mid here, 2-0 on the side of Team 9, we're okay.
Absolutely. Ooh, Abel just committing a cross point. He's going to eat a rocket and go down immediately, but will get traded out for Neo.
Big bomb here.
Puppy does get the demo, so valuable trade there. Oh, and Blue, yeah, we're just seeing them walk completely across the point. In the meantime, there was a red charge bombing in behind onto Raincool, picks up that frag. So Blue, with more surviving members here, is going to get the point, but Betterson McGee did survive, so it's going to be full ad here for Red pushing into the point. So name of the game is try to get point without using Uber. Of course, if their med's caught, then, get the med pick with your Uber. Outside of that, just try and make this clean. And it looks like they're trying to do that. Betterson McGee is near the point, so they're definitely situated to take an Uber. And actually, we see the 4-man come out. Okay, does get the force. And we're probably going to see these players get cleaned up. Yep.
That was well coordinated.
Okay, both scouts lived. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just really nice stuff to let them get the cap and then sack so their spawns aren't denied. That's really nice fundamentals there. I like that.
Yeah, the one thing there that I noticed was Raincool was definitely caught to an Uber at a point right before they sent the sacks. So there was a window where Red could have recognized that and just used in.
Yeah.
And potentially got the pick in addition to all the 4-man picks. Either way, we're seeing some house aggression here from Scarecrows. Actually, bomb in from Red Charge just gets the force solo soldier bomb. No Uber yet for Red, though, so Jorb does go down. They can't pop to save them. Scarecrows getting fought on the pack near house is living for the time being, but will go down to Seth June. Now down these players.
Nice pickup.
Red kind of trying to fight, but really not in a position to do much. Red Charge getting through, just peeking around, Jeff peeking around. At this point, their spawners are here. They can take an Uber. And
they dropped their demo. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. So that would be the player to catch Raincool there, but unfortunately the demo did die, and so Raincool's going to get out with 60% Uber here, and that's 60% ad for them to work with.
Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna fight over left here. Force, yeah, both red soldiers pretty low, so they're just gonna force them away, get in for free.
Yep, just muscling their way through concrete here. And they do have Uber at this point. It looks like they're just taking this aggressively through house. Betterson McGee, very aggressive. Although, the combo backed off. So they backed off and then used anyway. Hero Smasher, ooh, bombing extremely deep on low HP is going to get cleaned up. And this is kind of a catastrophic Uber for Blue.
Yeah, definitely.
Losing 4 players, only for 2 kills.
Neo fighting, but... oh, it's going to go down.
Yeah, Raincool dying. And Red Charge is going to find a spawner scout to back up buff for eyes here. And actually, despite that catastrophe, they do get the point, but I'm not sure how long they're going to be able to hold it against Red here, who does have their heals already, whereas, well, at this point, Blue's heals have
here comes the use.
Uber does get popped. No bomb in from anyone. Kind of just a waddle Uber forward onto concrete. Gets up hick.
Chaos from all sides. Abel's going to take down the mid. He craters, actually. Gets cratered. That was interesting.
Yeah, okay. Well, so Red's medic dying there means that this is actually playable
Seth
ad.
June with another pick on the left. This is going to be a 3-player ad. They're just going to walk it in and fight?
Yeah, I'm assuming Jorb was trying to just like go for some salvage or something. But there was a lot of action happening on the front line that I was focused on with the Uber, but then in the back line just getting like med picks and soldier trades and what have you. So we're looking at a forward hold here.
First one of the match?
Yeah, it is. First one that really could have been gone for as well, so team's really on top of that. It looks like they're just sacking out of the forward hold. Jorb is the first to bomb, and actually, yeah, the soldiers dying to a sticky trap, or rather soldier scout. And that's going to be that 4-man ambition. At this point, it's going to be even Ubers, but they still have that forward hold to break. And probably by the time something happens here, the time is going to be roughly even as well. Only about a 10-second advantage here for Blue.
Oh my god, crazy spam. They're going to have to use third. Raincool just going to back up and get force, actually. It's a nice bomb.
So it's going to be a much better Uber for Blue. And at this point, Betterson just first to die there. Neo going down. Oh, and it's Raincool dying post-Uber and actually losing 3 players post-Uber on Blue. This is almost an even fight, but it is just a demo versus 3 now after Jeff goes down.
A nice up direct from Puppy there onto the point to secure that kill.
Yeah, for having gotten like 2 valuable kills so early on with their Uber, Blue then just kind of exploded. But at this point, it is going to be overtime. The heals for both teams are here, so we're looking at a pretty even team fight. And Seth June does trade out with the soldier, so roughly even there. And Red does get the point, so catastrophe averted for the time being. They do lose another soldier, though. And at this point, those soldier spawners are going to be much slower because they own the point. Puppy going down with Abel makes this much better for Red.
Yeah, this is going to come down to it. 10 seconds to go for Red. And
actually, if they play this well, or I don't know, however they play this, Betterson McGee is going to be getting Uber here and is slightly ahead of Raincool. Okay, Raincool does get it. So we're looking at an exchange on point. At this point, it's all about positioning and all about those focuses. So losing those 2
picks in the
players, this is much better now. Ooh, Betterson McGee going down as well. This is definitely looking like a Blue round. Jorb just trying to bomb in and salvage, but there's just not enough bodies.
Yeah, really nice just to play the high ground from the Blue team there. Really taking care of business in the house.
Yeah, that's all a matter. Like in situations like that of just there can be no plan. It's double overtime. Everyone's just going to be all over the point. So that's where, you know, who you're focusing and where you're positioned is just the most crucial.
Totally.
So potential match point here for Blue, although they do instantly lose their demo. So going to be much more difficult for them to stop the advancing red players who are just taking a space point.
Yeah, they're just going to give it up.
Yeah, they do. And there were some aggressive positioning from a couple blue players, but and actually, as I say this, Seth June is landing on the back to survive.
Yeah.
Red charge going down in a house. Jeff going down as well. Ooh, just the collapse. Everyone. Man, the puppy bomb in conjunction with just the rest of their team walking forward is going to full wipe.
Oh, puppy, not aware of
Jorb getting 2 kills, so nice consolation there, and survived for just the longest somehow. That being said, that is a slower spawn because it was quite delayed, so we're looking at actually a disad team fight here for blues, or red rather, so we'll expect Screaming Seagulls to potentially go for a 4-man here. No forward hold from Team 9, we're okay, so they're positioned pretty far back, potentially giving up the point far back, depending on how red reads this.
I like this carpet from Hero Smasher. This is a very fun strat.
Yeah.
Just don't land anywhere near my medic, please.
Okay, so Jorb first to go down, but we do see red charge get the force, so successful 4-man, although these players are living for a long time, and that's going to be quite a delayed spawn. Because we're looking now, okay, so if red charge lives behind, then this works, but everyone's going back for them, and that's pretty unlikely.
Oh, yeah.
And now look at this, because now that soldier died so much later, that their team is ready to push in with their full ad, but they're down a player, and now it's like, do we wait, or do we go? And that just burns time.
Yeah, you gotta go, and it just kind of sucks. Left
we
aggression
are seeing
here
him
from
shoving
red.
through house. Haven't used Uber yet.
They're just chilling.
Okay,
Both soldiers bombing around.
Gets
Finally
the
get the force.
Okay, so 2 soldiers for the force. Totally. Okay, so this is going to be effectively
3
a
picks.
3-man.
Hero Smasher
Hero
caught.
Smasher, very aggressive. Just completely caught here to the red charge bomb.
Hit some nice pipes, but still goes down.
Okay, yeah, I did trade out, I guess. But still a bit of a delayed death, unfortunately. All right. That being said, that trade actually is pretty valuable here, because now their soldiers just now rolling out, and Hero Smasher's already fighting again. And fighting again, they are. We're just trying to vie for point here. Keep in mind this is about 60 ad. Jorb going down immediately makes Red's hope of just holding this impossible. Red Charge getting a clean bomb in onto Raincool is just gonna get that force, so effectively another 4-man that just ends up working out.
Yeah, I was following Abel, just running through their combo. Almost got Betterson McGee. Got him down to maybe 20 HP, but didn't get that kill.
Yeah, you gotta be on top of that, because, you know, just because, well, them having ad, getting caught with that is not necessarily, like, that's not the only way you die. Okay, we see a 4-man come out. Does get the force pretty much immediately. So at this point, any other picks is just going to become a bonus, which doesn't seem to be the case. But yeah, blue can be happy with that. And keep in mind, at this point in the game, if both teams just walks in with ad, caps point, and then forces to the 4-man, which has been going back and forth for a few times here, then blue's just going to win, because they have the time advantage. So
yeah,
flip-flopping the point is totally fine by them. Looks like red quite aggressive, actually, for not having Uber, although Seth June getting a little ambitious.
they're gonna force early.
Yeah, Uber does get used.
After dropping 2.
They lose both their soldiers, though.
They run it in,
Abel
Abel's
is
in
in.
deep, but gets cleaned up.
Yeah,
They're gonna clean
and
up the whole
It's just it's only Buffer Eyes alive with a couple spawners rolling out. Will get fought by Jeff here and probably cleaned up by Jeff. Pistol
Yes.
randomness. Okay. Yeah, very, very strange.
This might be the first round for the Screaming Seagulls. As I say that, Jeff, they're gonna lose 2.
Yeah, Jorb dying makes this much harder for them. Okay, Scared Crows. Oh, but the soldier and puppy in from the house just gets a free force. Man, and they're not
they're
gonna
just
be able to
gonna
do
run
anything with. And they should be very careful here, because their health is not good.
Yeah.
So the post-Uber positioning is very important because like red charge there bombing in.
Mm-hmm. That's
You
a
have to
big
keep
kick.
in mind like what your health is going to be when you're not flashed. Ooh, Scarecrow's going down as well and losing the point. Red, losing better to McGee. Yeah, they probably needed to cut their losses a few seconds ago at least. So now it's kind of just salvage mode. We'll see Jorb advancing forward maybe. Jeff's kind of on point. This is either a sack now or leave type of deal.
Yeah.
Looks like Jorb is just kind of fighting alone. And might go down. 5 HP. Good lord. Okay, we'll get healed up. So we're looking at an authentic team fight here. But keep in mind, Blue has the Uber
they're
charge.
gonna use. They do drop their demo, but
yeah. Okay, they're actually, it's even numbers. Soldier bombing in, Seth June. Puppy as well. Might clean up Betterson McGee here. Just needs to hit the splash rocket. Ooh, but in the meantime,
Scarecrow's unfortunate.
Red just losing 3 players on point.
And that's the game.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, really a dominant performance. Even at the end there, that was a nice sequence to just back up from the Uber and then walk away and walk back in. I mean, wow.
Teamfights seemed to just be going in the favor of Team 9. We're okay there, which if you can't like win team fights, then Koth is going to be very difficult for you.
Definitely.
I do think if there was a theme to that second half, one thing I did notice quite a few times was teams on the walk up getting forced in 4-man situations happened a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And there was nothing they could really do with the Ubers, or they like were kind of close enough that it could be a good Uber, but and like went for it, but then it just was horrible. And let that be a lesson in like Ubers taken aggressively are way better, just as in general as a rule of thumb. When
Definitely.
you're taking an Uber into like with intention to use, it's much better than having your use forced on you, and because it can be unlucky timing or people aren't ready or really any number of things.
Yeah, I'm really from the medic perspective. We saw no crits this week, so I gotta say
true.
a little disappointed, but I get it.
The little Koth crits gimmick.
I think it's like a good way to kind of mix up the gameplay loop, because you get into this loop of using a lot of Ubers back and forth, and crits just kind of throws that all away and tries to break the sort of, I don't know what to call it, the routine of that back and forth.
It's interesting because especially in those times where the perfect place to be sitting in Koth is like you have ad and then you get Uber and then you use it to kill their medic and then you just have ad again while you have the point and the clock's ticking this whole time. And with crits you can still like fit snugly into there with that added crits build rate, but of course like it's an inherently risky rep weapon because your medic can just die without being able to save themselves.
Yeah, I think the message I want to impart is like when you're already kind of losing, that's the time to take that sort of risk.
Yeah,
that's where I like to recommend my newbies just get after it, try something, or stuff's not working.
Follow in the footsteps of what is it, season 7 advanced winners FX Death Cult, and just be tilted on Bagel down 3 rounds and come up Pyro and Mini Sentry Engineer and then win the series. Probably not a strat I'd recommend, to be honest, but it's an
I
option.
love Mini Sentry on Bagel, genuinely. I think it's really good.
Bagel Pyro as well is actually strong on Bagel, but I don't endorse it necessarily. We do have second half logs here. Again, Abel and Hero Smasher doing quite well. And
it's Puppy with a massive...
Puppy does have a lot of damage. And I did want to shout out their soldiers in particular, just because they were just doing the soldier things. And we were seeing a ton of really fantastic collapses, getting really valuable picks in post-fight situations. And a lot of that was initiated by the soldiers. That being said, the kill differential definitely evened out quite a bit. Like blue still leading, of course, but nowhere near the like 25 to 50 that we saw in the first half. So red definitely got their fight in on the second half, but was just outmaneuvered largely in those team fights.
Mm-hmm. Well, I suppose that kicks off or ends our nice bagel week.
Yes, bagel is done.
So what do we have coming up? Are you familiar?
Up next is sultry.
Ah, yes.
I was selfishly hoping for a nice map I can just kind of brain off, relax, talk about, because Koth can get rough. There's a lot happening all the time, and it can be hard to follow everything, and it can be hard not to miss some stuff. And I've kind of gotten that wish because it is 5 CP, but Sultry is a map that very few people are familiar with. Very new to RGL. I suppose they played it in some past seasons. I, for one, have never played Sultry, but it looks like a very fun map, and I am looking forward to talking about it and watching it.
Oh yeah, I've not been. I haven't heard the end of Sultry since becoming friends with Flip. So I'm actually a really huge fan of its addition in the map pool, and I'm interested to see how Invite starts to play it and how the meta develops, because I think a lot of time and effort really went into it, and it's I would say one of the first maps that like a top, I mean not top comp player, but like a higher level comp player has sort of made a like just conceptualized themselves and created from scratch. So I really support this sort of effort from the community.
Yeah, it's a cool map, and I'm always like a fan of newer maps being tested and tried out.
Mm-hmm.
One big thing I've noticed in all as a trend in newer maps is they just feel like 20 to 30% too big.
Mm-hmm.
And if they just got shrunk down by that factor, then it'd be a lot more comfortable to play, which was something I noticed on like Man Base in particular.
Yeah.
But for Sultry, just looking around the map, I haven't played scrims or matches on it, but I've flown around, looked at it, talked about it.
I've got to tell you.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have anything like that.
Well, like at the beginning stages, that exact thing happened. You know, Flip had me kind of look at it, and I was like, dude, it's like 30% too big. He's like, oh yeah, let me get my 30% decrease in size tool and hammer and fix that.
Yeah.
And no, he spent the next month just scaling down the map with Pig, and it's really good now, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's probably all from us. Any quick shout outs from you, Arcadia?
Shout out to Heck and Jamilia for coaching Team 9.
True. Shout out to all the coaches of these teams. Of course, shout outs to Jay on production.
Yes, huge.
Congratulations to Team 9 We're Okay for a nice win here, and consolations to Screaming Seagulls. And yeah, we will resume our coverage this upcoming week. So keep an eye out for that. Be covering all sorts of divs, as is the Fireside usual. Anyway, though, thank you all for watching, and have a nice night.
Can't wait. Thanks.